All right, we're here for the Jupiter podcast. I'm with a good friend, Morten, who I've known for a little while. I appreciate you for coming, sir. And taking the time.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about yourself and what you do, right? So just give me a quick, brief introduction to yourself and what you're up to in Jupiter.
Right. So my name is obviously Morten, as you mentioned. I work within a group called Burst in Jupiter Exchange. Together with Yoda, we make up, essentially, we lead what is called Burst. And Burst is it's a quite expansive group, really. So we intend to resolve any user friction and improve products essentially on behalf of the user. That's the headline item.
Yeah. What does Burst, the acronym, stand for again?
Best User Response and Support Team.
Okay, Best User and Response Support Team. Okay, so Burst. Now, why go direct to the user? Because a lot of other companies or other protocols, they don't do that. They're almost scared to do that. Why do you?
Yes. So we believe generally, like in the entire org, that we need to shape our products for our users. Like we never really truly know how our users will perceive our product based on how we design them to perceive it. So in many cases, like I would say a user would find a different way to use our product, like an unintended way from the engineering perspective.
Yeah.
And it's our job to kind of tailor the experience so that the user gets to use the product in the way they want to.
Yeah. And also it's interesting that, sometimes with support teams, there's just like outsourced individuals that are nothing to do with the actual company itself, right? With you guys, it's the total opposite, right? Can we touch on that a little bit? Like, yourself and OPAX, like you guys are very much embedded.
Yes, so we try to be essentially as approachable and as available as we can through several types of avenues. Like you mentioned, OPAX. He for big shout out to OPAX. He does a great job, and what he does is essentially he runs the Burst Twitter account. If he sees anyone struggling to use a Jupiter product, he will chase it down. He will triage the issue, help a user with either a response to why it isn't working as expected, contact the engineers, source down whether or not this is an issue, and resolve it in many such ways. So he's done an amazing job so far, but beyond that, we also do quite a bit from like direct communication with our users. Like I actually do get a lot of DMs to essentially aggregating opinions across from like the support team. We do have 6 support members. They work exclusively with tickets. They sometimes help out a little bit with testing, which I'll talk about in a moment. But essentially, we have many avenues of which we receive various feedback on our products that help us shape the products better for the user.
And why do you think it's super important to have a fast response team like yourselves, right, in Web 3 more than it is in Web 2?
Right. So I would say in Web 2, we've grown accustomed to maybe having that disconnect between support, between the people that make the product and the product itself. But we really I think in general, when it comes to Web 3, users are closer to the product than in a lot of other settings. But we also ship a lot faster, as you can imagine. Like we're sitting here at Katlanpur and things are moving fast. So in order for us to be as effective as we can, we have to be equally fast on both aggregating, gathering, talking, and essentially everything that we have to do in order to make the best products that we possibly can.
And why not use AI, right? Like it's a thing where we're seeing it more and more in Web 2 as well. That they have these like AI response chatbots and stuff like that?
So we are actually experimenting a little bit with that, but personally, on at least from my point of view, like I do always feel like it's good that a user gets a response directly from a human being that can better interpret their understanding. But what we have been experimenting a little bit with is, as you know, Galileo just launched. And we want to see, and I'm going to throw a stat at you. Yeah. So currently in our support system, we have 63.3% of what we call one-touch tickets.
Okay.
Meaning a ticket is opened, it is replied to, and it is closed because it is resolved.
Yeah.
So while we want to retain like that human touch to resolving user issues, we also want to experiment a little bit to make that more effective. I think so. If we can somehow, and I'm going to mention it again, like the 63.3%, if we can reduce the amount of one-touch tickets by, for instance, by the use of AI, by using Galileo, by shoring up our knowledge hub, academy, and a lot of different resources, then our support team would have more time to deal with the more in-depth, complex issues that usually also takes a little bit more time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a pattern when it comes to AI, right? Like a lot of people are using it to streamline processes and save time. And with you guys, there's 14, who is it saying this? I think it was Joe Doe saying that there's like 14 million Jupyter swaps users. And on Twitter there's like 800k followers. So it's, even if you reduced it, he said, to 8 million, it's a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of people. So therefore there's a lot of potential disgruntled people who need support. Things that could be solved with AI at speed if need be, right? So
I think not entirely. Like I will remain very hard on this line that I don't think everything can be done by AI. At some point, like there are certain things that only humans can do, but we of course want to apply AI as much as we can in situations where it makes sense to do so. Yeah.
So it's like a pathway, right? Like it would take a person this way the problem can be solved. If it can't, it will bring it to you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that is a very similar flow to what we're looking at to see if we can make things more effective, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you some quick fire questions, right? The way this works, I'll say the sentence and you finish the sentence, basically, right? So the fastest way to lose a user's trust is?
That's a doozy. In my opinion, there are many ways to lose a user's trust. Yeah. But in Jupyter, I would say one thing that really shines through is transparency. So we try to be as open as we can about pretty much everything when it comes to treasury movements, when it comes to how we operate, the fees we take, essentially everything that would be important for the user. So I'm gonna throw an example at you, and this is an actual example that, in a sense, doesn't sit right with me. So, in most cases, Jupyter has a 0.1% fee on Ultra. For stables, we have some less, and we try to be as open as possible about this, and I don't know. We have some issues right now with some extensions that users can install that inject themselves into our front end, essentially. Jacks up the fees without the user really seeing it.
Wow.
And we had a long discussion back and forth with this extension. They don't really want to be transparent in that same way. They actively want to hide what fees they take, which I would say honestly is one of the few things that actually raises my blood, really. Other than that, I'm known as a pretty calm guy, I would say. So just to recap, I think transparency. The second we lose that, it's we also lose a lot of trust.
No, yeah, that there's no doubt in what you're saying there. That is, it's true. I think I know who you're talking about as well, but I won't get into it. So let's talk about what's the most common mistake that like a Jupyter user makes.
Depends on the type of user.
Yeah.
Right. So we have a very diverse set of users, ranging all the way from beginners to DeFi experts. Some of which, like for instance, for a beginner, some would say that they deposit tokens into Jupyter. But as you know, Jupyter is an aggregator.
Yeah.
Your funds are in your wallet.
Yeah.
You essentially exchange them and they get sent back to your wallet. So that's the kind of thing that I think stands out the most because it happens quite a bit. And it's a challenge we have to face head on because, you know, we are trying more and more, and it's more relevant than ever to try to appeal to outside of this bubble of experienced cryptocurrency users, really.
Yeah. It takes me to DeFi education. Like it's something I feel like it's 2026 now. DeFi has been around for so long. We still haven't solved the issue of like educating. Okay,
so one thing you really have to think about is that yes, DeFi has existed for a long time, but DeFi has also become vastly more complex than it was when it was created. So we do we're still struggling to figure out a decent way to educate and onboard, and we are making strides there as well. You know, Academy with Thomas and Brian, but I would say it also depends a little bit on us because I can personally say that a lot of these offerings that we have on Jupyter, for instance, if I were to show it to my dad, I'm not sure he would understand how everything works.
Yeah, no, so true. And it's good that we're creating an in-house solution because Jupyter ships like crazy, and to keep up with that, I think we need an in-house like education solution. So
exactly.
Yeah, definitely the way forward. And speaking of the way forward, Web 4, right? We're here at Kat Lumpur. The Web 4 vision is being pushed. How do you see yourselves helping in that? Like, how does it work? The feedback comes to you know the support issues come to you. Your feedback goes, you create the solutions, or your feedback goes to the product leads. Like, how do you see yourselves working in the future when it comes to Web 4, when we've got, I don't know, 1 trillion people, well, there's no 1 trillion people on the planet, but when there's, you know, billions of people on chain?
You know, it's hard to imagine how we would scale this current system really, because it is a very, very grand vision, right? It is, but we are getting ever closer. So like in earlier we talked about AI, using AI to leverage essentially helping before it becomes a support stage. But I do think there are many things we have to reconsider, knowing that this space, which is very, very finite, can expand globally. If you apply like cryptocurrency today to the entire world, it's really hard to say what comes next in terms of structure. Like we have a lot of work to do. We're trying, as you know, on many fronts to do that, but it's also very hard to anticipate. So we're continuously iterating, continuously building, improving, and hoping that we can help shape the future as it moves forward.
Yeah, it's like we're building we're building into the unknown in a way, right?
Yes.
So setting the standard.
Yeah. In many ways we are. Like you know, this is when we're recording this is JupNet Day, which is near and dear to my heart. It's very, very exciting to me because I do believe it represents a huge leap forward in terms of just cryptocurrency UX. So like where many people would say that, oh, I'm very, very excited about cross-chain perps. I'm very excited about cross-chain spot. But personally, for me, what's most exciting about JupNet is ADI, essentially the aggregated decentralized identity, because that is pivotal to the next step. You know, right now, and we have discussed this at length during the JupNet Day presentations. The real complexity comes from essentially what something cryptocurrency was born with: wallet addresses, private keys, all of these aspects, which on their own is hard to understand, right, for a normie. So JupNet alone with ADI, being able to log in with essentially what we do today in Web 2. Essentially, a website would look exactly like that. It's a big step, and do not mistake this for anything less, because it is actually huge.
Yeah, and often these things will be mistaken because they've been by design made simple, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's like paradoxical, isn't it? Because you're doing something super complex to simplify it, and then the appreciation of how complex it is lost in the simplicity of what you've delivered, isn't it? Which is
exactly
it's very juxtaposed.
I think we can all agree that JupNet is a very, very complex machinery, but it's made out to be very, very easy for the user, which is exactly what they have planned for, exactly what they designed it to be, and I'm very, very excited to see where it takes us.
And it's the exact reason why you should just use Jupiter, really.
Yes, just use Jupiter.
There we go. Thank you, Morten. Appreciate you for your time and sharing what you're up to, and excited to speak more in the future.
Yeah.
There we go. Peace out.